Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Bill C-11 that passed in Canada. YouTube influencers, content creators express concern while big tech quiet. Bill C-11, the so-called online streaming bill, passed into legislation in the Canadian Senate on April 27th. The bill compels streaming platforms such as Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon Prime, Spotify, and others to add more Canadian content as well as contribute financially to products. The Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission, CRTC, now is responsible for enforcing the bill leading up to the passage of the bill. So some of the large streaming companies, such as YouTube, were vocally in opposition to the new legislation, but with the passage of the bill through the Canadian Senate, the streaming companies have been oddly quiet. BetaKit, which is a Canadian website, I think. I don't know, because I don't live in Canada. Reach out to YouTube, TikTok, and Netflix for comment, but did not receive responses by press time. The Canadian Media Producers Association, CMPA, however, heralded the updated legislation. The bill enshrines critical provisions that ensure the producers can significantly and adequately benefit from their own stories, the CMPA said. This will support the growth of more Canadian companies to contribute to a vibrant future for the country's media production industry. That's not a view I'll share. JJ McCollin, Canada's 350th most popular YouTuber, lashed out and called the bill an ignorant, pointless piece of legislation that has thrown the futures of Canadian YouTubers and many other professional Canadian online content creators into doubt. We tried to speak out, but were ignored. Another YouTube influencer identified as Distant Coder said that the passage of the bill means a potentially large hit to discoverability of Canadian content creators. He appointed that the social media algorithms will push content creators to random Canadians rather than to people who actually want to see their content. This will result in making growth for Canadian content creators slow down and make it harder for them to be seen, he said in a Twitter thread. Being a content creator in Canada is about to become a whole lot different. Vicky Eatrides, I don't know, the chair and CEO of the CRTC, said that with the bill having passed into law, the CRTC can now begin building the broadcasting system of the future. The CRTC will establish a modernized regularity framework where all players contribute equitably. I don't know, said the Eatrides said the broadcasting system will ensure that online streaming services make meaningful contributions to Canada and indigenous content. Creators will have opportunities to tell their stories, and Canadians will have to have access to a greater variety and diversity of content. Eatrides added that the CRTC has no intention to regulate creators of user-generated content. She noted the broadcast regular will share its plan and launch its first public consultants shortly. with 100 amendments, and attempt was made in 2022 to rush the bill through Parliament, according to news reporters, but senators said at the time they would not be pushed to scramble through some 150 amendment bills to the bill despite pressure from the government. This is the second go-around for the bill, which has drawn criticism from both government opposition parties as well as from private sector stakeholders. Ahead of the bill receiving Senate approval, YouTube protested that in its current form, Bill CC would require YouTube to manipulate its algorithms and surface content according to the CRTC's priorities rather than the interest of Canadian users. Okay, it's almost done. Put into practice, this means that when viewers come to the YouTube homepage, they're served content that a Canadian government regulator has prioritized rather than content they are interested in, the streaming service wrote. And just days ahead of the final Senate vote, Jeanette Patel, head of Canada Government Affairs and Public Policy at YouTube noted that on March 7th, the government gave notice of a motion that rejects the Senate amendment on user-generated content. After hundreds of thousands of letters to MPs, senators, witness testimonies, and creator videos, it is deeply troubling that a reasonable compromise was rejected that not only responded to the concerns of Canada's digital creators and users, but also reflected the government's own stated intent with regards to user-generated content, Patel wrote. Digital artist and Our Lady peace singer Renee Madia, recalls being part of CanCon, which is Canadian content, back in the early outs, and noted that the band had reached a point of fame where he didn't necessarily believe they needed the extra helping hand from CanCon regulations. In fact, his concern was the band's songs were played so often that they were become overexposed, but things have changed. Medea, noted. You fast forward 20 years and consolidation is happening in social media, and that really is the last bassinet for artists to market themselves. The difficulty is these are obviously global platforms for the most part, so now you're competing on a global side. There's nothing really regional or national anymore. You can't really regulate an Instagram or a TikTok in terms of pushing quote unquote Canadian content. Alright guys, thanks for watching.